Welcome to the new episode of our full stack development theory. Our project right now are in a better shape. Now you have project more like you create a new Bojo, then you could create let's say the type. You can select a to do node ledger. You can give a Bojo name, for example, my notes. And if you want to add description like a daily diary, make it, for example, and you can choose which group people can use can see it. And then once you create it, you can do this. Then you can create a note, and you can delete it as well. Okay. Still some bug. Probably we're still looking into it. But today is not about this. Today we're gonna talk about more about testing, more like in the back end side. So if we look at the whole project, we have test here, and we have several tests here. Most are unit tests, but some are integration tests. What I mean by integration test is that we actually use a real database. We bring up Spring Boot and we actually run test against it. So let's get started. So first, what do we want to add test today? So today I'm going to show you how to add integration test. So first, if you go to command line, you can also run the test in the command line. So if you do Gradle and test, then it will run all the tests. We probably right now have like 14 or 18 tests. Let's just look at it. So it will run basically all the tests here. That's from command line. Also, you can also run all the tests like by right click. You run on the test. So it will use the IntelliJ to run all the tests here. So that's a good way, easier way. You can see how many tests it actually invoked, right? It's still going, right? So it's still running. We already finished 4 tests here, 4 tests passed, right? Looks like it's okay. It's still going on. Okay, keep going. Okay, so totally we have 19 tests, right? Actually, we still have more, 20 tests. Okay, so today we're gonna some of those tests are like a unit test, but some like the controller test. For example, here, let me try to find it. This one. This one is more like a integration test. So let's run it again. You can run it from here. So this one will actually run like a black box. Basically, when here you create a project, it's actually like sending a request to create the project, more like a REST API call. Okay, so today what we're gonna do is we will try to implement the test for this API. Let's look at it. So we have the task controller. We have a lot of API, but we are missing some tests, right? So sometimes you want to complete a test, complete a task, right? And you want to get all the completed tasks. Looks like the API here is a little bit off. Let's take a look. So we are looking at the controller test here. Controller test. Okay, so we want to check the API for get completed task, right? This is the method name here. We will search for the method name. Okay, we need to remove some extra space here. Okay, so looks like the route is a little bit off. We should be getting completed task here, not that one. Okay, so we need to update this one. If we update this, what we need to do is, what we can do here is, we are running 4 Docker container here, right? One is backend, one database, one three Docker container. One is the Redis cache. We can do Docker stop here to stop the container for the backend. why I'm trying to do this is because the sys container is taking the part, right? And then once I stop it, I can actually bring up the Spring Boot myself. So here, if I change it to the application, I can bring it up. Then the next thing we want to do is actually look at add the integration test for it, right? So you see here, it's bring up the Spring Boot locally. So this is a Spring Boot application, right? That's how you bring it up. Okay, here it says we have some problem for the change already. Let's look at it. What's going on? So it says we already have. I think this is something I modified wrong. So this is getting completed one task. So which is correct. Getting a task that is okay. So since the API is a little bit off here, we want to get a task and we want to get a complete task. The API here is should be complete task route. So it's better to be here complete tasks and the task ID, right? This looks better. Just getting one complete task. And also we can, if we want to get multiple tasks under a project, the route should be this one. And also you can complete, basically you can use verb to complete a task and an uncompleted task. And today our target is actually to complete a task. This is a get API to get a completed task, right? So I think it better be called get a completed task, right? So this is better way to look at it. And this should be the completed task route. Okay, so let's change it. So this should be completed task route. Also, we want to look at the one API that is complete a task, right? It's a post, and let's see. Let's see, where is it? Complete task. It seems to be gone. So we need another route for complete tasks. That is a verb. So we have some like problem here. So we want to basically take a task and complete it. Okay, now let's bring up the Spring Boot because just now we failed to start. So let's do it again. So now the shape should look better now. So after this, we can bring up the Swaggle UI. It will refresh the Swaggle API. So we should look at the better API so we can test it. So if we look at the complete task route here, when you complete a task, if we look at the logic here, it actually tries to delete the task and its subclass. We'll see it in a minute. Okay, so here it says started Spring bullet journal application, and if we refresh the page, you'll see here the API is changed, right? So here, when we complete tasks, this is a verb post, right? And we can move a task, and we can set a label, can share a task, and we can uncomplete task. Also for the get, you can get a project's all the completed tasks, right? You can get completed task, and also you can get you can get a single task here. Yeah, it's this API here. Okay, so we're gonna write integration test for it. So let's look at here. This test code here is a little bit long, which is not very good example, but let's bear with it. So here we are creating multiple projects. Then we create task, create nodes, create transactions under it. Okay, so when we create tasks here, so right now after we create task, we change the relation to be this. It's kind of like this hierarchy. Task 1 have task 2 and task 3, right? So when you complete, if we complete task 1, we will also complete the rest of the task, right? So let's test that. So today our purpose is basically test if we complete test that, right? Okay. So here let's have a look. So after you update the task relation with the hierarchy, now you can get all the tasks. And here we are also testing the e-tag. Then we did another get to make sure the e-tag is the same. Then we deleted the task 2, and then we did another get. To check the e-tag is different. Okay. Then we try to get we try to complete the task. Complete task response. So this is trying to do a post. Okay, complete task. So this should be renamed as complete task response. Okay. So after we run complete task round, this is this one here, complete task. Right, we try to complete the task, and then we will see that it gets okay, and then we try to get all the completed task round. After you complete, let's see which one we want to complete. We want to complete T1, right? We want to complete T1, and after we complete T1, when we try to do a get all the complete tasks, we only have one T1 here, and then the complete task is the expected one. Right? We only have one complete task because in the previous change we deleted T2. When you deleted T2, it will delete its child T3 as well, right? So here we can put a breakpoint here. We can try to debug this test to see if we break it. Okay. So this is running the integration test for this project controller test. We do have a lot of logic here. So then this is trying to get all the tasks. Okay, here we are updated task relation. As we said, we have task 1, task 2, task 3. So it's like each is the child, right? Okay. So now we try to, everything seems to pass by far, right? We get the completed task. So this is the completed task. We only have one task, right? So that should be T1, okay? And then we try to get all the tasks. That's what we are at now. This is sending a REST API call, okay? Then we get the response, which is okay, and we have all the tasks. So this should be 0. And it doesn't contain T1. That's what we're trying to accomplish, right? Doesn't contain T1 because right now it's empty because we completed it. Okay. So this is the integration test for the API of the complete. So we do have a lot of API for task because you have a task, you can complete the task. And this change is first you create a task, then you set the hierarchy of the task. Then you can get a task to test it, and then you actually will try to complete the task by sending a post. Here you see this method is post, and then after you complete it, you try to get all the completed tasks. Okay. Okay, that's how the integration test does. So I only showed you guys a portion of the integration test for related to tasks, especially to the complete task. Okay, so that's all for today.